Hey everybody, how's it going? Welcome back to the channel. Once again, welcome for a Last of Us filming update. It was reported earlier this week that Season 2 is a wrap after 6 months of filming. And there's still no official word on when it's going to be released, but if we go on par, or if we kind of make our assumptions or whatever from how the first season dropped, about 6 months. They did all of the editing, all the post-production, everything. They finished filming in July of last year, and then they had it released by January of this year. So if we go on that, we could possibly see it around the same time, maybe January, February timeframe. But they are saying that this next season is going to be much larger as far as the story that they're trying to tell, because they are going to cut it into at least 2 different sections that we know of. So we're going to get a Season 2 and a Season 3, talks of a Season 4. But with that being said, this is also kind of coming from Bella Ramsey herself, who we all know plays the part of Ellie, who says that I know that that's like a big fear that all of us working on the show and probably the rest of the world have, is that Season 2 is not going to be good as Season 1, but I have faith in the creators and I think they are spectacular. I think we're going to do great. I think it will top it. So I am nervous to say the least because of the story that goes along with Season 2 and the fact they are going to dice it up into at least a couple different sections. But they did wrap earlier this week. There was a release on Twitter from Timothy Good, who is one of the editors of The Last of Us, who says, "Wrapped, congratulations to the incredible production crew of Last of Us Season 2. We'll bring you all your hard work home now." So they're in full swing with post-production and editing. Hopefully we'll see this, like I said, maybe early February, but if it does take longer, if it does take an additional couple of months maybe we'll see it about springtime next year. So we are in full throes of post-production, getting all that editing done, getting visual effects added and all that stuff. So we are very excited. And I do have a couple of pictures here from the wrap party, which looks like it was quite the blast, honestly. We got what looks like Neil Druckmann here actually doing a little DJing, but I could be wrong. This could not be him at all. And then just kind of a back away shot of the stage that they're using. It says Last of Us Season 2 right there in big giant lights. It looks like a great time. Fuck that. I wish I could have gotten something like that. But we do have that to look forward to. Yes, it's going to be quite the wait to get this. And being that it is going to be cut into at least a couple of different sections, we're looking at probably at least 2 years in between seasons. That's just kind of how it all plays out these days. They release a handful of episodes and they make us wait quite a while for the next season. That's just how things work these days. We don't get things, year after year as far as TV is concerned, because they just don't do it that way. They don't do as many episodes. The involvement as far as that being a part of their contract, that's just not how it works anymore. Growing up in an era where they would do 24 episodes of a TV show every season, a lot of the actors back then say it was just very exhausting. It burnt them out too quickly, and so they just had to get away from it. And to say that this last season was normal is, that's completely false as far as that's concerned, because there was a lot of, I wouldn't say weird things, but just a little bit of added measures, I guess, because as far as the actress who plays the part of Abby, who we all know is a very controversial part, and a lot of people had their opinions about it, and a lot of people gave the motion capture actress and other people involved as far as playing her part a lot of shit. There were death threats involved. It was all very ridiculous, people just taking it way too far. But they had to have extra security for this actress, who was Caitlin Dever, I believe was her name. And so it's just all very silly that something like that was necessary, because people are getting carried away by a work of fiction. But that is just the world we live in now. People take things way too seriously. But as far as Season 2 is concerned, we got 7 episodes coming, which is less than first season, unfortunately. But again, for the millionth time, they are taking the story of Part 2 and cutting it into at least 2 different sections. Like I mentioned, there has been talk of up to 4 seasons of this show. Whether or not that's going to involve taking Part 2 and dicing it up into that many sections, or some original content, or sometime between now and then we could see a 3rd game, which I think is very unlikely at this point. I don't think that's really on the top of Naughty Dog's priority list, and I just think they want to focus on other things. Hell, they might give us another Uncharted before we get another Last of Us game. At least any Last of Us game that involves a new original story, or if it does, maybe it will be about Tommy and Joel in the earlier days of the apocalypse, because I really don't know if they have an idea about where they want to take Ellie next, if she's going to pursue any further revenge or just try to start a new life for herself. I just don't think they have an idea of where they want to take that story or take that character. So as excited as I would be for a third game, I'm certainly not going to be waiting around for it. Anyways, guys, that is the filming update for Season 2. It has wrapped, and now the long wait that we have for post-production and whatnot to be completed and get that out there on HBO Max, which I'm definitely probably seeing February to April timeframe will be my best guess, just judging on how the process was laid out last season, where we did get about 6 to 8 months of post-production. But anyways, if you enjoyed the video, you enjoyed the update, you enjoy this type of content, because I do a little bit of everything, please be sure to leave a like, leave a comment, of course, subscribe. I would really appreciate it, and I will see you next time. So take care. Bye.